We all know and love Insta360. They make some of the most popular cameras for extreme sports and gym bros alike. But if you guys remember, last year, I made a video on their flagship 4K Link webcam. As much as I loved it, let's be real. That $300 price tag made a lot of us choke on our coffee. Well, they heard our prayer, and they came out with the new Insta360 Link 2, which promises to deliver even more AI features for $100 less. But can Insta360 deliver the ultimate webcam for content creators 2 years in a row? Let's find out. Before we start, I do want to thank Insta360 for sending out a few units and sponsoring this video, but like all reviews, all my opinions are my own. Now, the Link 2 isn't the only new webcam that Insta360 has released this year. There's actually a stationary version without a gimbal called the Link 2C, which is even cheaper, retailing at $149. But today I'm reviewing the gimbal version, so let's go ahead and start with the design. The mount is now much slimmer and magnetic. It's not part of the base of the webcam itself, making it super easy to place wherever you want. One extra addition is this circle that you see here on the base. It's touch sensitive and controls one of the main functionalities of the webcam, which we'll cover in a second. Setting it up is pretty straightforward. You plug the included USB-C cable into the webcam, connect it to your PC or laptop, and download the Link controller app. There is one more step that is always recommended, and it's to update your firmware to the latest version for the best experience. This can be done directly from the Link controller software. The app itself is super user-friendly, and you don't need to dig too deep to find all the necessary features. The resolution settings are pretty much the same as with the original Link, but now HDR is also supported in 4K and higher refresh rates. This comes in handy whenever you've got uneven lighting conditions in a room, especially if you have bright lights or windows behind you. Talking about new features, what really sets the Link 2 apart are its advanced AI and smart framing technology. You can now choose between single tracking and group tracking, depending on whether you're alone or with multiple people in the frame. Just tap the touch key on the webcam or hold up your palm to start tracking. It's very snappy, regardless of how quickly I was moving around. Thanks to the 2-axis gimbal, it follows you everywhere, which is perfect for online teaching, live presentations, or just simple streams. The Link 2C has a similar feature called auto-framing. Even though it doesn't have a gimbal, as long as you stay within the camera's field of view, the webcam will track your movement and automatically keep everyone centered when more people enter the frame. You just need to make sure you don't leave its set area, as it cannot follow you around like the Link 2 does. You can also do the opposite of tracking. If, let's say, you're presenting something, you can pause the track area and freely move around without the webcam zooming in or following you. It will only resume tracking if you step outside of the area you've defined. As you can see here, I marked the mousepad area on the software, so when I reach it, it stops tracking and it stops zooming in on me. After I'm done with the presentation, I simply walk away and the camera continues to track me. And speaking of presentations, if you're recording far from the webcam and you still want to fine-tune the frame, you can do that remotely with your smartphone. You can adjust the gimbal's movements, zoom in or out, switch modes, all without having to go back to your PC. Just make sure that your phone and computer are connected to the same Wi-Fi network. And just like last time, the gestures are simple. Hold up your palm to start tracking, flash the L sign to zoom in and zoom out, and give a P sign to activate whiteboard mode. While it doesn't have a gesture to turn off the webcam, it will automatically go into privacy mode after 10 seconds of an activity. You can also tilt it 90 degrees downwards for the same effect. And in case you're using a built-in microphone, privacy mode turns it off automatically too. What's also automatic is, of course, the autofocus. It generally prioritizes your face, keeping you sharp and in focus even when you move around. But at the same time, it adjusts quickly when you hold something in front of the camera. As you can see here, the focusing is actually very snappy. So the audio got a huge upgrade this year with AI-powered noise canceling, and it comes with 3 modes to choose from. You got voice focus, which is what we have it set on right now, and this basically eliminates all background noise and amplifies human voices. This works best in a single-person call though. So we're gonna test this out. I'm gonna turn on my heat gun, and I'm going to talk while the heat gun is turned on, and you guys can be the judge if you can hear the heat gun right next to me. This is on the lowest setting. We're gonna go ahead and max it out to the highest setting, so it's much louder. Let me know, what do you guys think? The second one is called voice suppression. If you have multiple people in the same room talking around you, then the person that's closer to the webcam will be prioritized and everyone else will be suppressed. This is perfect if you have a bunch of people or family members in the same room and you want the webcam to only pick up your audio. And finally, there is music balance, which does what it says. It balances your voice with the background music. So I'm gonna play a song right now on my phone. Here's what the audio sounds like as I'm talking next to my smartphone, which has the music playing in the background. And now here's the same test with the Link 2. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think and if this actually does anything. I personally really like the desk view mode, which I find it the most useful because when we have new products launching on our store, I can simply show them off on the desk instead of having to bring it up on the camera every single time. And I don't have to mess around with separate top-down settings. The Link 2 tilts down over the desk, and even though it's at an angle, it uses software to distort the image and make it look like an overhead view. I do have one minor nitpick with the portrait mode though, is that with the original Link, you can film in vertical aspect ratio with the click of a button. But with the Link 2, you have to actually use a dedicated tripod, or you kind of have to mess around with the mount in order to get it in vertical mode. I was able to do it with the Link 2 camera by simply just pulling forward the mount and having it hang over the monitor. It does look a bit janky, but it gets the job done if you don't want to use a separate tripod. So to wrap it up, my conclusion with the Link 2 is pretty much going to be the same as last year's Link. It delivers everything you could want in a 4K webcam and packs in a ton of features that are definitely worth the money. Teachers, content creators, or professionals that do presentations often will benefit from them the most. However, if you're not planning on making use of a few of the advanced features on here and you don't care much about the gimbal, then I would recommend checking out the more simple and cheaper 2C option. As always, I'll drop a link to both of the webcams down below if you guys want to check it out. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you in the next one.